As I think about the 205 Live brand and the merge of NXT, I look at also how it's been on the current roster, and boy, did we give a state of 205 Live according to our minds. With that, enjoy this simple stance where we basically give our own 205 Live address on how we feel the cruiserweights are either being elevated or degraded through the main roster use. You'll be hearing everybody's basically opening statement as well as our continued conversation. And we'll also do some other stuff too. So enjoy this simple extra, I guess you could say, of some simple stances on 205 Live Matters. Have a wonderful day. Alright, so with that, now we talk about all the cruiserweight highlights and matches this week. Let's go ahead and get into some other simple stances. Owen, you haven't been on here for a while. Is there anything that's on your mind you want to talk about regarding cruiserweight?
Um, yeah, I do got something. It's kind of bothering me, a little bit, and you guys may have talked about it before, but I'm kind of sick of the main roster and like 205 crossovers. And let me explain what I mean by that. So, the biggest example I'm going to give is the main roster and 205 crossover of Mike and Maria Kanellis. On the main roster, Mike Kanellis, yep, glasses are off, is dealing with the storyline where basically his wife is pregnant because she's actually pregnant in real life, and Mike Kanellis, it's not Mike Kanellis' kid, supposedly. I think we're supposed to think it's Rusev, but we don't really sure yet. But pretty much, she sees Mike Kanellis as weak. And Mike Kanellis basically has been jobbing out week after week on Raw, losing in seconds, minutes. And I say I'm sick of this, because then on 205 Live, we're meant to take him as a serious competitor. And 205 Live does the best that it can to try to right around this, but I'm kind of sick of this. I'm sick of, 205 Live, making him look, not 205 Live, but the main roster making him look like crap, and then 205 Live has to rewrite it because it makes 205 Live tougher to be a good show. And how can people take Mike Kanellis now seriously as a legitimate contender to the Cruiserweight Championship? You can't. And this has also been happening not just with Mike Kanellis. It's also been happening with Drake Maverick. Drake Maverick was an awesome addition as the 205 Live general manager when he came into the Cruiserweight division. And then he became the general manager of Authors of Pain, AOP. Don't know what they are now, but, I'm just saying both names because he was, their manager when they had both names. And then everything kind of started going on because then Survivor Series, he pissed himself because he was so afraid of the big show, so then that became a big joke. And then it became tough for us to take him seriously as 205 Live GM, but they tried to write around it, because 205 Live had such good writing. But then it's tougher now because of this 24/7 championship inclusion, because Drake Maverick is doing all these comedy things like trying to consummate his marriage and looking like a goof pretty much, that we can't take him seriously as 205 Live GM, to the point where they had to incorporate it into their write-in where Drake Maverick wasn't even focused on his job. And this happens not just with them, Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party sometimes would just get jobbed out. Remember they were getting jobbed out by Lars Sullivan on, Raw was it? And then, they, had to be taken seriously on 205 Live. And I think it happened with some other wrestlers too, but I can't remember who it was. But I'm sick of it, because how can you take somebody serious, one place, and then they look like a joke the next? It's very inconsistent. It doesn't have a very consistent storyline. If you're going to do this, why not do the NXT model, what they did with Oney Lorcan? Oney Lorcan looked like a serious threat to be reckoned with on both brands. He was in the tag team division, and then he was in 205 Live. I'm really just not like that they're doing this, and I really want this to stop. Even 205 Live are part of some of those jobbers that we see go after the 24/7 championship. But that just shows you right there how the main roster, typically Vince McMahon, views 205 Live. I'm absolutely sick of this. I'm especially sick of it more with Mike Kanellis, and that was one of the original simple stances, but then I started thinking like it more and more. But it's hurting people like the Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party not as much now because they are allowed to showcase themselves, but before it was hurting them. But it's hurting people like Lucha House Party, like, Mike Kanellis. Even Maria Kanellis, it's actually hurting too. And it's hurting people like Drake Maverick. So I'm absolutely sick of this. And either if they're going to do this, use it to promote 205 Live, make the athletes look strong, or just keep 205 Live back in its own universe and don't even bring them on to Raw. Because at this point, it's nearly going to be death to some of these careers, mainly Mike Kanellis. It's really going to, be death. Because I worry about what's going to happen with Mike Kanellis, especially if 205 Live merges with NXT. I don't think he'll be going to NXT. I think they're going to keep him on the main roster doing what he's doing. So I'm absolutely sick of this, and I think this, like I said, needs to stop. But I've pretty much said my piece on that.
First off, brother. Secondly, that wasn't a stance. That was a grievance. Okay, where do I begin? So you brought up a lot of compelling points. Let me start by saying this. Lucha House Party is like the biggest example of 205 Live Town being basically jobbed out because the biggest thing Lucha House Party was known for on Raw was I get squashed by Lars Sullivan after being like heels against the Revival in Lucha House Party matches. So yeah, I agree with that flaw. Now, Michael and Kanellis, they recently signed a new 5-year contract after telling Vince, "I'm pregnant." So, of course, Vince, he's going to follow up on that. Maybe it's being like seen as cruel punishment, or maybe they're trying to bring back, what's his name? Jerry Springer back on here and make a Jerry Springer moment seem more serious. Like, okay, I have the fraternity test, and it turns out, Mike, you are the father. Ding, ding, Jerry. Because you got to remember, Raw is sports entertainment based primarily. It's going to be surrounded more based on main TV reality shows. I'm surprised they haven't done a Temptation Island angle, but now that Rusev's back, maybe they'll do a cheat angle with Maria and Lana. I don't know. Anyway, who else? Let me think here. Yeah, because you really ever noticed a point about Mike Kanellis. He just freaking beat a former Cruiserweight champion on 205 Live, and they've done nothing to capitalize on it. He's literally been jobbed out to everybody now, and Ricochet now is being part of this. It just shows how much he's being about. Now, I get what people are going to say. Oh, they're getting TV time. They're getting paid. Yeah, good on them. Are they happy, though? I mean, let's think about it, okay? Is this really what you were meant to do or what you want to do? I mean, EC3 gets 0 Fs about his career at this point. That's why he won the 24/7 title on the house show and lost it immediately. And one more thing I want to add to that. You're definitely right about one thing. Vince does not see the potential in the Cruiserweights because at one point he wanted to bury Cedric Alexander. He wants to bury the guy. He doesn't believe in him. So I do agree, not to take too long on this, just to sum it up. I do agree definitely on your stand. But there is that subtlety knowing that, okay, these guys, they're on here, but maybe I should look for them somewhere else. Because again, social media is a thing. I'm sure they're going to talk about this in their own way, but also on their account, they're probably going to share what they do on 205 Live to encourage people to go see what the guys do and watch it. Again, also, it's a showcase of character. Do you look at them more as the wrestler? Do you look at them more as a character? But I kind of do agree, based on right now what's happening with all the 205 Live talent. The one that got the strongest showcase so far from 205 Live in defeat, even though I think he really botched that one over the top rope move, was Grand Metalik against Rey Mysterio. And they have not used Kalisto for anything in a while on Monday Night Raw, which really surprises me. And as far as Drake Maverick goes, Drake Maverick, he's not a wrestler. So I can see why they're using him more on Raw. He is a character. He does a phenomenal job as GM on 205 Live, but you got to remember, the guy has name power. People know this little guy. They know he's a comedy act. They know he's a character. You just go back to freaking TNA when he was Rockstar Spud. He started off as EC3's lackey. So why I'm tired of the primary wrestlers, like Lucha House Party being like this, I can see why they're doing this to Mike and Drake Maverick. And do I want it to stop? Well, 27 time I was a retire of our truth, and unless you're trying to promote the Jerry Springer show, yeah, I want it to stop. All right. I've rambled on too long myself. Chris, your thoughts on the 205 Live use on the main roster? Who's hurting from it? Is anyone benefiting from it? Should have just stopped completely.
if they're going to do what they're talking about and move 205 Live to being recorded before NXT or after NXT or even merging with NXT, which is what the newest thing I've been hearing about is, which would make sense to me because you have the Full Sail crowd. You can get the show revved up before or after, however they want to do it. If they want to keep 205 Live as a show or merge it, we still don't know the answer to that yet. Until they officially cancel it, we're not going to stop doing the show until they officially cancel it, and then we're going to have one big blowout finale on this show. That's definitely for sure. But they pretty much have screwed up a lot with Mike Kanellis. I don't know if it's them being vindictive because after they signed their 5-year deal, Maria said, I'm pregnant and whatnot. I don't know if that's the issue. I don't think there is, but then we've heard of stories of WWE being vindictive with stuff and petty stuff. Lucha House Party, like I said, they had whatever they were doing with a Revival. I think they even beat the Revival, if I remember right, in a couple matches.
Yes, Lucha House Party real matches, but continue.
But look at this though, they're not capitalizing on it. You don't see Lucha House Party going to the Revival. Hey, you're SmackDown Tag Champions. We've beaten you before. We want a tag title match. They're not doing that. You don't see them doing anything. You see them.
Well, they got squashed by Braun Strowman, so they are doing something.
Yeah, and Kalisto's beating Braun Strowman in a match too. I mean, we've got to remember that he did beat him in a match.
He made him stand in a dumpster
match. Yeah, well, he made him. He won the match. He won the dumpster match, so he did get a big win.
Him off the stage in the dumpster, repeating the attitude era, except the stage was much lower, so it wasn't like tremendously huge.
I mean, they're better off if they want to keep them all in one entity. They're better off taking them off Raw, keeping them on NXT, NXT UK, 205 Live, and keep them all under that brand. But I said, unfortunately, they're going to keep this Mike Kanellis Maria storyline going on Raw. That's the unfortunate part about it. I don't want to see who's baby daddy, blah, blah, blah. Ricochet's the baby daddy. No, Russo's the baby daddy. Noah's the baby daddy next week. Who knows? We'll see how this all plays out. Hey, I mean, you never know who she's going to blame somebody. She might see you on Twitter and blame you. Who knows? That's the saying.
Dude, I had done nothing.
Yeah, she might say you're the baby daddy. Who knows? But the story is, I'm just tired of this storyline. I'd rather them just be left alone. Like I said, because you didn't see Maurice doing this when Maurice got pregnant. She didn't do this. I mean, she wasn't on TV when she was pregnant.
She's also used to this type of showcasing because she's been in the business forever.
I mean, it would make more sense if I were the baby daddy, because Mike Kanellis goes to Boston a lot, and that's around where I live, so.
Oh, God, hell no, let's hope not. No, anyway, I digest. Let's not. We're getting off subject here, but to answer your question, pretty much take 205 Live members that are still on the active 205 Live roster off the main roster shows and just keep them with NXT, NXT UK, and the 205 Live show itself, so that way they can be showcased to their full potential and not this BS storylines they're doing on the main roster.
Like I said, Triple H says, I think it's always existed as an island unto itself a little bit, and it's become lost in this limbo. You'll begin to see more talent move towards the NXT banner. They have a lot of talent for them to begin to compete either open against anyone or in the Cruiserweight division, but have the title sit under the NXT brand is more meaningful. We're going to see more inclusion. We're going to see more assimilation, but for now, it is what it is. So, just saying. At least Triple H still acknowledges the Cruiserweight division and the Cruiserweight title because this was his project. It just got lost in the shuffle. Great stance, Owen, and geez, what an address we just delivered. All right. Chris Mace, what's on your mind tonight? Simple stance. Welcome to this mega-sode, people.
All right, so what are we going to talk about? So now that we've seen a number one contendership for the Cruiserweight title match on NXT, will we see down the road a number one contendership for the Cruiserweight Championship on NXT UK? And if so, what two wrestlers from NXT UK do you want to see competing in that match to challenge for the Cruiserweight Championship?
Interesting. Okay, let me think here. So, when I think about the NXT UK roster, I look at, okay, they don't have a mid-card title. Triple H has also said on that media call, a mid-card title is not a plan. in the works right now for NXT UK. So don't expect that anytime soon, folks. They're going to just have the titles they have now. Tag, women's, top tier. Now, the Ring General, he is the current NXT UK champion. But he is not under 205 pounds, so that's not going to work. So you have to think about people that are under 205. So let me see here. Jordan Devlin would be a primary pick for me because the guy's got main root talent, star potential all over him. He deserves a title shot. So I would love to see him involved in that, and what a way to declare yourself the ace of NXT UK, proving that not only on that brand, but taking a title from that brand back to the UK. I could see him being involved in it. Another person, he's actually getting momentum now, Travis Banks. So honestly, based off history, based off weight, and based on the dynamics I could see with them having a match with either at this point, Drew Gulak or Leo Rush, that would be my two. I would go with Jordan Devlin versus Travis Banks for number one contendership to the Cruiserweight title. Owen, what about you?
See, this is tough because it's also like you don't know the weight limits. But I'm going to do a four-way match just because I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm going to do Jordan Devlin versus Tyler Bate versus Flash Morgan Webb. Actually, no, I need two heels. I'm going to do versus, because he does beat the weight limit, James Drake, just because that would be awesome. Versus, I think he's 205 because he's been on the show before, Joseph Connors.
I thought you were going to say Noam Dar for a moment.
I don't want to see... Noam Dar would be good, but I think Joseph Connors. And I'm going to say, why each person should be in the match. You have Jordan Devlin. He would make sense. He's like one of the biggest stars in NXT UK, and I could see him saying, hey, they're not using my lives, meeting my potential. I can't go after this title. Why don't I go after the Cruiserweight Championship and win that back over here, and then they'll have to book me. And, maybe they'll be more behind me because I'm their guy. You have Tyler Bate, who's coming off that amazing match with Walter for the WWE United Kingdom Championship.
That's the year's candidate, I might add. My God.
He's coming. He's challenged for the title before. You got to remember when they went to do the first tournament back in 2018 when they revamped the division. He was in that tournament and he meets the weight limit, and everyone would know who he is because of of all the matches that he's had. You have James Drake, who recently just came off being an NXT UK Tag Team Champion. He's got a lot of momentum behind him, and James Drake, who wouldn't want to see that. And then Joseph Connors, I think Joseph Connors really needs to be in this. I think Joseph Connors, he meets the weight limit, and I actually think Joseph Connors has something. And, maybe Joseph Connors can say, I want to, go up and break all the toys up on 205 Live, all the new toys like the Oni Lorcans, like Humberto Carrillos of the world. So
he has to getting wins, so your logic is sound.
Yeah. So I want to see that four-way match. And, we're not booking the winners. If I was to book a winner, I would book Tyler Bate because I would love to see a Tyler Bate Drew Gulak match for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Very nice.
And, if you want to put title on Tyler Bate, then fine. But, yeah, that's the match I would book. I'd do that four-way match. Maybe make it elimination if you want, but I would do it, but you don't have to.
All right. And, yeah, Tyler Bate definitely works. He's 175 pounds, but the guy's got the strength of a 300-pounder. Good grief, that's a big, strong boy. Now I almost want to put Tyler Bate in mine, but I already said my stance.
Yes.
Chris, great stance, but what would be yours?
Devlin versus Tyler Bate.
I should have known.
And then you have Devlin get the win after a competitive match, at least a 30-plus minute match, and then you have him get the win. That way he could challenge Gulak because, like I said, Devlin can play the role of heel very well, but he's also had his moments, depending on who his opponent is, where he can play the role of face very well as well. So therefore, like I said, you could have a match with him and Gulak, and it could actually get pulled off very well. But if he ever gets a shot at Cruiserweight Championship, as much as I like Gulak, the Irish Ace is going to take that title from Gulak if he ever gets the opportunity at it. He's going to be he's one of the only two people I could see logically right now being able to dethrone Gulak right now if he had the opportunity.
As much as I respect and follow and believe in Drew Gulak, if he were to lose the Cruiserweight title and go to the main roster and start a feud with the likes of, I don't know, Daniel Bryan to start off with, because I want to see that match, I have to agree with you. Tyler Bate would be a great follow-up, as Cruiserweight champion. But again, only time will tell as Triple H wants to bring everything under the NXT banner. And boy, is that a work in progress really going to effect right now, including this person, soon enough. But I digress. All right, let's go ahead and do one more stance, and then we'll call it a night. So we always talk about the best of 205 Live. We also acknowledge the moments where it falls a little flat. And we also, point out some botches, and we also give some critical opinions. Let's go ahead and look at the worst of 205 Live, because as analysts here, I like to think we are, because we not only talk and respect and follow through the division, we do, judge it. It's been the best of times, it's been the worst of times, and not just because of one person. It sometimes comes down to the booking, it sometimes comes down to the crowd, it sometimes comes down to the ending, it sometimes comes down to the people in it, and not just one person per se. We're going to avoid that. Good brother Chris, a leader of AEW Nation, fellow member of the 205 Live crew, shout out to you, good sir, see you soon. He proposed the following. Excluding a certain name, what do you propose has been the worst, or one of the worst, matches in 205 Live? He went with a gimmick match. On a Halloween gimmick night, he went with a fatal four-way, trick or treat, the match. I don't remember what the type of match was called. It was some nonsense. I remember that night because Rich Swann was dressed up as a clown when he faced, was it Ari Daivari? I don't remember. Anyway, this match was a fatal four-way, and it was between, let's see here, a fatal four-way Halloween trick or treat fight. There we go. It was between Troy Nese, Mustafa Ali, Ari Daivari, and Grandmaster Lee. What a weird combination. I don't remember who won that match. But that in general just sounds like a bunch of pumpkins and broomsticks waiting to be used. And I did not go rewatch that match. I didn't have time. But that was his words. Now, as far as mine, I think about it like this. I don't want to go with an enhancement match or a jobber match because that's used to either put over a cruiserweight or give you an idea of what this cruiserweight is capable of. That's why they're there, or extend a storyline. I also don't necessarily want to go with a match that might have had like an odd finish, such as the Raw we had this week, because again, that extends a storyline. So I look at the way a match might be played out based on either someone's character or the story being told. I don't remember everybody that participated in it, but for me, it was that six-man tag that ended with TJP being pinned on top of a bunch of piñatas. Because it really influenced the idea of Lucha House Party. We're all about fun, candy, and stuff like that, but we can beat you with piñatas. And I'm like, the piñata gimmick has to die. I don't know if Penelope died before that. And we got Penelope's daughters and brothers all on a pile, and TJP ended up getting planted on it with a Salida del Zol by Kalisto. But I always thought that match was a little cheesy, and I still think the piñata thing is very dumb. That's just my opinion. So that's the match for me. Keep it simple. I know Chris is suffering because you got giddy on this. Owen, explaining a certain name, what is one of the worst matches or a match you're like, that you remember seeing on 205 Live? If you can think of one. If you can't, just say pass.
I mean, I got two, but I don't know if like one of them's gonna count, but because it's not a name we dagged in it, but he's around it. He's a manager for it, so he's not in the match. But I did come up with another one just in case. And Noah, you just said it not that long ago. It was the Brian Kendrick versus Rich Swann with Rich Swann dressed up as a clown. It just really didn't do any favors. It just really made 205 Live just come off so goofy. The crowd didn't care about it, and it was trying to extend that storyline that really wasn't all of that interesting. It's really tough because, even doing the old era of 205, like the first one, there really weren't that many bad matches themselves on it. So that's one I can really come up with. That's non-name redacted match. The other match I came up with, and this is why I say that it probably doesn't count. It was the last match before 205 Live revamped. It was a 3-on-1 handicap match. It was Ariya Daivari, Drew Gulak, and Tony Nese versus Goldust. That's what I'm saying. That one might not, because he's not, technically there's no name redacted. It's versus Goldust. One of the most, boring
episodes. That's competed on 205 Live. You're right.
It's one of the most boring matches ever because Goldust is doing that show with Cedric Alexander, building him up for his title match, and then the Zoe train or the Name Redacted train, whatever you want to say, come out, and all of a sudden Goldust is challenging them to a handicap match, and I'm like, did I miss something here? Because he wasn't very clear about it, and Goldust pinned and beat all members of the Name Redacted train. It really just made 205 Live come off as weak because they couldn't even get a win off of someone like Goldust, who really wasn't winning that many matches. It was kind of seen as a jobber at that point. That's definitely one that I can come up with. I really, and I kind of look at that match more fondly now because I'm like, thank God, Name Redacted. The thing that kind of happened with Name Redacted because they really gave a chance for 205 to revamp. It's really crazy to think too. Last week, I didn't talk about this because I forgot to. The Name Redacted train teamed up and in that 6-man match, and it just is so interesting to see how much they've progressed and been able to be transformed since then. Like they had no business really recovering from that. But Drew Gulak is in the even though a lot of people like to see him at that time, he's much better off. Talia Daivari actually shows he's got talent, and Tony Nese. He's the only one that's really stayed the same, but he's really recovered from that. But those
became champion, yeah.
But if I had to say I think the worst one is that 3-on-1 handicap match because I just hate that on all sorts of levels. So I'm gonna say, so yeah, Goldust versus the Name Redacted train.
Name Redacted train. Just wait till we get to but that'll be in November. All right, Fish, you got giddy on this, so go ahead and express yourself. What, in your opinion, is the worst or one of the worst matches in 205 Live regarding Name Redacted?
June 5th, 2018, the worst match, in my opinion, is TJP versus Brian Keith. I hated that. It was stupid as shit. There was no sense for it. It was in Corpus Christi, Texas. The reason I remember this is because I used to live in Corpus Christi, Texas for 5+ years of my life. So I'm very fond of the place. So when I heard Corpus Christi, Texas, I got to watch this because this is where I used to live at and watch this. This was just a bunch of bullshit. Him just yapping on the microphone. This is so beneath TJP at this time. This is just so beneath him. He's so too talented of a wrestler to have you doing that kind of shtick and bitching and whining and moaning about stuff. Well, they'll appreciate me. They'll appreciate me. Paige appreciates me. I can go there. I can go where Kurt Angle is. I can do this. They don't appreciate me on 205 Live. It was just completely stupid. Just do a promo. Don't even do this damn match. Just do a damn promo or something. There was no sense to this. This is probably by far the worst match in 205 Live, in my opinion. And the second was what Owen just said about the whole Goldust thing. That would have been second on my list. But this just is worse because this is technically a match that had no relevance to it. It should have just been as simple as a promo. So don't go watch that match. If you watch anything back from 205 Live, let me give you the date one more time real quick. June 5th, 2018 from Corpus Christi, Texas. Don't watch that match. You'll just skip through it. You'll just save a few minutes.
I'll find that match. By the way, the Brian Kendrick Rich Swann match happened on Halloween night in 2017. So
yeah, I know. It was the Halloween episode. That's another thing. I don't believe you need gimmick night shows in wrestling for Halloween and Christmas. You don't need that. It's ridiculous for the kids. Stop it. It's pretty stupid stuff. I've never been amused by a Halloween show or a freaking Christmas show, including the one where my co was dressed up as a reindeer. Stop it. Anyway.
And then the Zoe Train match with Goldust happened on January 16th, 2018.
Yeah, but still, what happened in the past is in the past. I feared that was going to be one of the ones Chris was going to pick up too, because I was no on mine. Because it was there I go, wrestle this guy. He believes he's going to have a moment and beat me. Yeah, he could have just done this just laying down on a couch in a room as a promo. Because during that time, he was calling himself the Cruiser Great, but he believed he weren't getting all the opportunities from Drake Maverick. Hey, I guess he's in a better place now. Maybe he was just mentally drained. Maybe he was waiting for his contract to expire, because where is he now? On the independent scene in Impact Wrestling. Once again, All right. Well, to conclude this night, because I think we've covered all of our circumstances, Chris, let's just go ahead and quickly brief our next match, our top 25 recommended matches to watch in 205 Live. I believe we're almost at the halfway point. So,
Yep, number 16.
yeah, number 16. So, what's yours?
Neville versus the gentleman Jack Gallagher, April 25th, 2017.
Oh, okay. What was your thoughts on that?
It was a damn good match. Neville's incredible. Like I said, I'm so disappointed with what they did with 205, him not being on 205 Live. I'm very disappointed how that all played out. But he's incredible, and the gentleman was also incredible this match as well. I thought this was good storytelling back and forth. And like I said, they were, if I remember right, they were playing off because this is when, good Lord, we always debate about this. I think it was the Royal, I always going to remind you about this, but it was the Royal Rumble where gentleman was not able to win the Cruiserweight title from Neville.
Yep.
Fastlane.
Okay.
Fastlane.
Yeah, that's what, okay, so Fastlane. So Fastlane, he was trying to build himself back up, trying to get another shot with Neville, and this was a really good match. Like I said, Neville won. Like I said, Neville was incredible as Cruiserweight champion. Like I said, he was very talented. He was incredible. He could make anybody look like $1 million in the 205 Live division when he was in there. So that's why I picked this match at number 16.
You know, it's funny. I look back at my list where I just go in chronological order for like over half of it until we get into like the top 12, top 10. And again, not coincidence. You could call it coincidence. Maybe it is coincidence. I don't know. But actually, my number 16, you said, I was thinking about this. I was like, okay, I already picked like a Mustafa Ali match. I don't want to just be loaded with Mustafa Ali matches, though he's one of the top cruiserweights from the 205 Live brand, even before he got moved to the main roster. And then I figured about all his clashes with Mace and Gulak and De La Tommy, etc. So I actually went in a totally different direction. I went with Leo Rush versus Lince Dorado. I'm in 2019. So, yeah, this was one of the highlight matches for Leo Rush, who was new to the brand. He was this cocky little man of the hour. I'm the best cruiserweight, and he was out to prove a point. So they set him up with a match against a veteran of the brand, Lince Dorado. Went a good 15, 18 minutes. It elevated him as a character because before that, he faced some sort of jobber called Dewey Jones. You know, the hype of how good he is and stuff like that. That was a nice little 5-minute squash. But this right here was much more competitive as he tried to make a stance of why I should be the main event. And this was not even the main event. This was like the opening match. So this is just a general pick for me because, again, I'm trying to bring the idea of all these cruiserweights brought you a great match and elevated their game and everyone else's game. During Leo Rush's first stance at 205 Live, he did have more than just Alexander. I'm not saying that's coming in my match coming up, you'll see. But I just simply went with Leo Rush versus Lince Dorado, January 15th, 2019. Again, highlighting Lince Dorado how tremendous he is for a single star while he was still in Lucha House Party. And now it's gone full circle. Leo Rush in NXT has a Cruiserweight Championship opportunity. Lince Dorado finding his first one. He's fine being highlighted as a single star. So yeah, that's what I went with. So that's mine. And Owen, you got the best of it. You got the worst of it. You choose what you want to watch, whatever you want. But with that, folks, we are officially done with this mega-loaded Cruiserweight greats and highs and lows episode of 205 Live Matters. Apologies for the time. I hope you enjoyed a Kit Kat and took a break and paused it and just had fun hearing it. But with that, let's go ahead and quickly do our plugs. Also, we had another voice on that, so of course that extended a lot of discussions, and you can see why we are President of 205 Live. Anyway, Owen, what a stance, what a statement. A pleasure having you on again, sir. Hope to do it again soon again. And I'll see you on your show later this weekend. Where can people find you, and what do you want to plug?
So yeah, you can subscribe to my 3 YouTube channels. The first one being, Wrestling Fortune 44. We'll do that one first since this is a wrestling show. Yeah, we'll be, like I said, me, Noah, James Hebert, and possibly Chris Dodd will be reviewing 205 and NXT. So basically, you'll just see this again, except in a different light. So yeah, that'll be nice. You're gonna see there's more a lot of rundowns because we have to do for reviews of Raw and SmackDown this week. The end of September, the 29th or the 30th. depending on everyone's schedule. And I think that's a weekend. Me and Noah Foster are gonna co-host a State of the AEW address that will be coming on this channel. If you're watching it on Noah's channel, I think it's just called
Or
Noah.
ODQ, if it's too.
Yeah, or ODQ, and on my channel, we're gonna be co-hosting the State of the AEW address, talking about basically the good, the bad, and basically everything that's happened in AEW. Predictions for the first episode. Are we gonna do predictions like maybe how we think the tag tournament's gonna go too, since that bracket?
We do a bracketology later on in a different video, depending on how long we go. But I definitely plan on doing that because let me just say this real quick, going off topic. Yes, I'm aware. Wednesday Night War. Y'all can pick a side. I remain neutral because I just love the fact wrestling. Yep. And it's negotiated. But anyway, continue.
And then so that a lot of stuff coming on the Wrestling Fortune 44 channel. Noah will be picking someday his, next week his pick for the Retro Wrestling Review series, so that will be fun. Then you're also gonna get, you could click on and then 2000 video, parts 1 and 2. They're gonna be in the comments of this video and the NoDQ version. So there you go. And then you can check out my non-wrestling channel, Owen the Talkinator. You have a lot of videos coming on there, movie reviews, and me and my cousin are going through the Breaking Bad seasons, reviewing every season because the movie comes out October 11th. And then, CM Brothers, me and my cousin at some point, we were supposed to do it today, but I got too busy, are going to review Season 5 of Red vs. Blue, the miniseries, Recovery 1, and the whole anthology of Blood Gulch. And at some point, we're going to come on 400 video on that channel, so that would be fun. So those are all my plugs, pretty much.
All right.
Also, too, my Instagram, Finch Owen, you can still watch my live stream of me reviewing, Clash of Champions and being bored to death. So there you go.
Ouch. All right, good stuff, Owen. Man, you're busy. Mad respect to you. Chris, you and I, we do this every week. We go the distance. We certainly did tonight with the help of the Talkinator, Owen Finch here. Anything you want to plug, and where can people find you? I know you and I have some stuff coming up, too.
You can follow me on Twitter at Christopher Mace. You can also see my new YouTube channel, The Holiday Christopher Mace. I'm going to be working on content here slowly but surely. I'm going to let it slowly grow. Thank you for the 18 people that subscribed so far. Thank you for all the views. I'm very humbled and honored for all the views I've gotten on both videos so far. I'm very surprised and honored by that, so I appreciate it. Thank y'all very much. Very appreciative of that. We have a lot of stuff going on this weekend. But before I talk about that, just support Aftermatch Wrestling. Jerry and Stefan do a great job with their show, What's NXT, now that's live on NoDQ.com. Also with the Tea Party that we just did earlier today. You actually hear finally a worse match in episode 27 because, Noah had to bring up Travis Banks versus Devlin, and boy, that just match was burning my brain. But did we get a worse match than ever than that? You have to watch the Tea Party, find out for that one.
Yeah.
Also, support Colin Andrews in the Chopping Block. He does great work on those shows with Prime Cuts and Chopping Block and everything else he does, the Bubbly Video. He's a great guy, does great work, short, sweet, to the point, so just watch his videos, give him all love, and show him support. Let's get him to 100 subscribers. You're going to plug your stuff, so I need to plug yours. I got to work on not plugging everybody else's stuff, but I'm on their shows, so Owen's already plugged his stuff. Also, Cindy G, support her. I can actually remember her channel for some reason. I'm working on learn everybody's channels as I go through this ramble. So, simple_C_OK. Did I actually say it right? Let's see. Let's hope good. Oh my God, it's miracle. I remember one person's channel besides Aftermatch Wrestling, all one word. So, like I said, she's doing wrestling blogs, very entertaining. She just did one recently, a Fozzy concert, very entertaining. Glad she's doing good. Good brother Chris, like I said, hopefully he's returning here soon to some of these shows. He's part of the AEW Nation. They're almost at 1,500 people now. This weekend we have the we have the final day of Road to Destruction that me and Simple Man here and good brother Chris predicted on. We've gotten 2 shows down. We got 1 more to go to predict tomorrow, so we're going to be working on that. We're also going to be doing predictions for Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. And we're also going to be coming up with a little show that me and him are going to do sometime this weekend. We'll just let it debut when that happens, when we get that done. So we'll figure out a name for it. That's why it's called brainstorming, as I'm learning this whole YouTube experience of doing videos. It's not been fun. So other than that, that's pretty much all I got to say. And last but not least, support NoDQ.com. They're the reason a lot of us got into doing these shows in the first place. So support them, Aaron, Jeff, Virtue, Greg, TJS, everybody else. Like I said, they all do great work. Like I said, they're great guys. They do a lot of hard work, and they put out a lot of content. So just go support NoDQ.com. Like I said, let's get Aaron to 100,000 subscribers. That's what the goal he wants. So let's get him there.
He certainly deserves it. Good stuff, gentlemen. Good stuff. And again, a pleasure, Chris. Guys, we love wrestling. Got a lot of stuff to talk about wrestling. Look forward to this weekend. But besides that, let's go ahead and wrap this up for everybody that may have already clicked away. But in case y'all haven't enjoyed this experience, don't worry, I'm going to split this into 2 videos, so don't worry about it. Anyway, folks, if you want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man. And wrestling. If you can't tell by the AEW shirt, the friggin' Undisputed Era shirts, and the NXT UK shirts, and more. Who knows what other shirts I have. You'll have to keep staying tuned. Go buy a shirt. Go buy some merch. NoDQ.com/merch. It takes you to their new store where everything's there. Buy it all. Just buy it. Simple as that. Support NoDQ, the reason we're on YouTube. Follow it on your social media platforms. Go make a friend, make an enemy, or tip the troll Virtue at the official NoDQ website. If you dare. The Troll Slayer. He challenges you to challenge him. And, of course, if you want to follow my Simple YouTube channel right here, or if you're watching NoDQ, you can find my Simple YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/Noah210. You'll find all sorts of reviews, predictions, simple takes, summaries, discussions, and more on all things wrestling, WWE and beyond. NXT, AEW, 205 Live, NXT UK, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, which of course is my number 1, and Independent Wrestling, support Independent Wrestling, folks, and so much more. All a nice little neat playlists for you, including the videos I've done in collab with NoDQ, because it's all about growing the wrestling community. And, of course, you can follow me on Twitter at NoDQ.com/Noah. Keep it simple for y'all tonight. And as always, I'd like to close. Join hashtag 205 Live Matters on Facebook. We talk all things cruiserweight wrestling from all brands of wrestling, then, now, and forever. And, of course, support your wrestling outlets big and small, and let's keep growing this incredible, diverse wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that, thank you so much for tuning in and enjoying this 2-part mega review special of hashtag 205 Live Matters that went above and beyond the brand itself, because boy, were the cruiserweights putting on shows this week. Again, if you want more of this type of stuff, or more of our voices and opinions, are we the smartest, the dumbest? Sorry, Robbie, I'm taking your stick. Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Let us know what you want us to discuss more on. Tell us what you're annoyed by, and we'll just critique you. It's what we do, because our stance is not going to change. And again, we're going to be talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling, Destruction in Kobe, Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. There's going to be retro reviews. There's going to be simple talks about WWE's past, WWF's past, and so much more. I might start something called Simple Chats. I might do something called a Simple Summary as I started my Simple Man's Random Wrestling audio forum. Maybe I'll do that on video. Heck, I might start doing something called Simple Chat where you might actually see the pre-exclusives of hashtag 205 Live Matters, where we discuss anything beyond 205 Live and what we're going to talk about on this show. And if I hit 100 subscribers, maybe I'll even start doing live content. We'll see. But until the next video, whether here on NoDQ, on my Simple channel on YouTube, on Owen's channel, on any Owen's channel on YouTube, audio or video, or on the Holidays channel, for the Holiday Chris Mace, for the Furman, the Talking There, Owen Finch, I'm just your simple man of NoDQ, Noah Foster. And until next time, we talk wrestling with you. And go shout out to Jeff Meach and follow his series. I get his shirt. Enjoy life. Enjoy wrestling. Take care of your families. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. And whether you hate us for it or not, we always will believe that 205 Live matters. Until the next video, I hope you all have a great weekend. And have a good night.
Have a good night, y'all.
Take care.
This was quite a expedition in cruiserweight wrestling. And I look forward to doing it again with y'all and more people. Bye, everybody.